Well, Gaffer, the season's changed up a bit. We're getting a bit of a respite from the midweek games. You've had another full week of training, which I'm sure you're very grateful for. Looking ahead into a home fixture against Chelmsford, how's the week been?
Yeah, I've enjoyed the week. I think a little bit more touch time with the players has been important, and I likened this to. I think the messages and the practices are becoming more ingrained in the group. The vast majority of the group who've been here since I got here, and the ones who've joined since, are getting to know how I work on a daily basis, and that's improving our training level. And I think, since we drew a line in the sand after the Torquay game, we've had a really good couple of weeks, and I don't genuinely believe we took what we should have taken from last weekend. I mean, the 4-2 scoreline, we can't argue with it because they put the ball in the goal 4 times. But on every other metric in the game, every other metric, and I'm not one for the, roll out stats literally, but I know because my own eyes saw it that we deserve to take something from that game. But for a couple of bits of genius from them, in fairness, and maybe one or two choices that we made individually, I was pleased with the way we played. Not pleased with the result, but I was pleased with the way we played. So if I can finish most games feeling like that, I know more often than not we'll have taken something positive from the game.
And time has obviously been a massive thing, getting the time with the players
Yeah.
to instill the beliefs, like you say. But has it also been useful to have players like Kai and Maxwell who can sort of lead
Yeah.
that play style?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, whilst they're not, banging their chests and beating, drums and stuff and telling everybody follow me. I think the players that are already here understand that I've worked with them two lads and they know what I want. They know the levels of intensity I want. They know the level of quality I want. But I've got to say, a couple of the young lads who've trained with us over the last couple of weeks as well, from the 18s and the 19s, have done really well. Done no harm at all for themselves or for the fact that I want to create that pathway between the youth at EBFC and the first team. I've done it at every club I've been at. I've tried to push forward the younger element in the club because ultimately that's the future.
Well, then Chelmsford tomorrow, they're a team that I know you would have done your research on, but also a team with quite a big squad. There's an element of rotation there. Do you feel you know what to expect tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, I think there's a core group of players that have played the vast majority of the games, like most teams, to be honest with you. So there might be a tweak, but look, I've listened to what they've said, and they're not going to change overnight in terms of become prime. 2010 Barcelona, they are what they are. We are what we are. And I think there's no hiding these days. I live on the doorstep of Chelmsford, so I've seen them 3 times at home and once away this season. Whilst I wasn't the manager of Eastbourne Borough at the time, it doesn't matter. I have got a picture in my eye, and my mind's eye, how I feel they'll play. Listen, form that goes out the window every Saturday as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's either trying to continue a good run or get off the back of a bad run. I think we're in a decent place mentally and physically now. And what I want that to do is I want that to produce more points and more results on a Saturday and on a Tuesday when them come back.
And it being a home game, obviously your home record in theory will always be better than your away record. Is it a really important thing to establish this place as a fortress and hard place to come?
Well, I think so. I mean, every team wants to use that cliche and make the home games the fortress, if you like. That hasn't been the case for us this season, but the fact that the last time we were here, we did what we did to Hampton and Richmond. Hopefully that's breathed a little bit of confidence because I thought we went to Dorking the week after and put on a very similar performance, but we only got the 2 goals. Now, like I said to you after that game, we're not going to score 6 goals every time we play, but I think we've created enough chances in the last 2 games to have scored 12 goals easily. So that's the sort of barometer I'm working from, and I won't be judged by people outside the building. I'll be judged by what I believe our standards are, and I think the players are buying into that, and hopefully the results will come.
Well, a new addition in the camp, then you brought in a goalkeeper, Woody, on loan from Ipswich Town, obviously a player with experience in the level.
Yeah.
And somebody who can maybe come in tomorrow.
Well, we'll see what happens with that, but ultimately, I feel I've got a duty of care to us as a football club that I've got to improve in every department that I can. Whilst it's only for a month initially, I've seen Woody play at this level. I've seen him play at under 23s, and I know he's very well thought of at Ipswich. But he's different to the 2 that we've got. And young Alex, I thought seriously about bringing Alex back and giving him a go. I didn't think it was the right game. Quite weirdly, Woody actually played for Chelmsford last season, and I saw him play for Chelmsford, so he knows what's coming. So you never know. He might make his debut, he might not. But he's not coming out to sun his backside.
Well, just finally then, a return to home. Is there a message you want to give the fans ahead of
please just continue to keep the faith at the end of the day. I noticed at the end of the Dorking game, and it's not very often it happens, but when you lose a game, I see disappointment, I see frustration. I didn't see any of that on Saturday. I saw absolute, almost joy in the way I think that they stayed behind, and I thought we were loud, proud, and they made the players feel like they gave them something. Whilst we didn't get any points, I think our supporters come home thinking, you know what, I pay my money to watch that. Whereas 2 weeks previously at Torquay, they were possibly thinking about putting it in the piggy bank. And I'm pleased they haven't, because, like I said, in all my time, both 10 years that I've been here, the fans have stuck with us. And this group of players need that. They're young, they're enthusiastic, but I do believe they're starting to turn the corner.